Now, more unexpected images are revealed as Midnight Underground makes some little stabs at happiness.
The four films in tonight's programme could be described as avant-garde home movies. They certainly could not be described as slick Hollywood productions. Indeed, they're designed to be rough at the edges in order to explore the atmosphere and texture of everyday life that only amateur film can reveal, the small moments of personal pleasure and pain, little stabs at happiness, as Ken Jacobs described them in the title of the first of tonight's films. Jacobs shot the film in New York at the end of the 1950s. It features, dressed in a bizarre Pierrot suit, the filmmaker and performer Jack Smith, who in the following decade became a major figure on the New York underground scene. What we see is the film exactly as it came out of the camera, with no editing and only some music from old 78 records added, together with a melancholy, semi-detached voiceover by Jacobs himself.
That life is what you make it. Then you know the secret of it all. Find your share of happiness and take it. Sing like a song as you go along. Keep smiling and trouble.
February 27th, 1963, and I felt at this point another section is 3 minutes long, and I felt it would be important to create some kind of sound, like a droning or anything to distract you from talking to each other. I do want to play music. And Ron is typing in the background. And I have a clock here, and I can play you some clock. You can hear the clock. Also, an organ, which I'll photograph in another film sometime. It's very small and amusing, I suppose. The organ. It's the organ. In case you needed some music for this. I just now listened to what I just recorded before, and it's nice and vague, and I like it. I think one interesting thing I could say is that almost no one in this film do I see anymore. Jack and Linda in the first section, in the bathtub. Linda, the last time I saw her, she was ready to have some kind of operation. And Jack, of course, things are very bitter between us, and we don't speak. And a few times we meet each other on these Bleecker Street shows. Then in this section, Peggy's wearing a hat, is over in Hoboken teaching somewhere, and painting, and I haven't seen her for about a year. Margaret, of course, is I don't know where. In the next section, there's Maggie and Jerry, who, I'm not even supposed to mention Jerry's name in the film because he says he can take me to court if I mention his name. And he's coming over Saturday to get some brushes out of me, which is the only reason he's coming over. And of course, Margaret, I just do not know where she is or if she is. Anyway, that's 3 minutes.
life swarm with innocent monsters in Charles Baudelaire.
The animator Robert Breer takes to an extreme the principle of assembling a film from fragments of observation, and as they say in the flat-pack furniture trade, some self-assembly is required. He offers us a blaze of images and leaves it to us to sort them out. In this short series of simple animations, he recreates his experience of sitting on the beach and watching his kids play. He called the result Gulls and Buoys. Hoi-Polloi by the British filmmaker Andrew Kötting is about people living in rustic isolation at society's margins. Kötting hints at a story, but is not really interested in action. Instead, he chooses performers who already have strong characters, puts them in an unfamiliar context, and then lets them reveal themselves to the camera.
6 and 4, number 107. A is for the beginning and the buzzing of the bees. 2 fat ladies, number 3. G is for the weather and the colour of the trees.
That makes me 101 years old and 5 months.
I wasn't born yesterday, you know. I wasn't born yesterday, you know.
I'm a foreign traveller. I travel our land and sea.
M is for Mother, who loves you so much.
I haven't been away from the house but once in 23 years.
Don't you ever wish you want to get out and see the world?
No, no inclination at all, Mother.
Years ago, we couldn't afford a pram. We had a box on 4 wheels. That was our carrying around on years gone by.
In years gone by, we didn't have prams. We had boxes on wheels.
How far is it then that you've travelled?
Italy, Sicily, France and Spain, all round England and back again.
Then he got about 3 teeth at the front, which he used to use for castrating the lambs, and they came in very handy. He did the castration with his teeth, you see.
I'm all alone with nothing but the heavens above me.
You're alone with nothing but the heavens above you. Oh, you can. It's fine to be out here. I'll give you all a wee example of that. Alone on a hill lives a man with no arms and no legs.
What's all that about, Mrs. Woodmercy? Well, it's someone inquiring whether it is a boy or a little girl. And, of course, it's a little girl in the very likeness of her mother.
Hey, can I say something? Can I just say something? Can I just say something?
I might look young, but I'm old. I'm 80 years of age, you know.
I would like to go out to visit my bumblebees.
In case you don't know what that is, then let me play.
When we were young, we used to take the children into the forest and make them a fire, and that was their holiday.
I don't know what's going on.
The whole point is to drive away the evil spirits from the trees.
Right, that's it. Someone else can take over. It's pulling me gusset, something terrible. Here, I'll take the bloody rope.
And do you know what? I've got a pill for this religious feeling thingy-majig.
19 devils in this man. I'll sure cast 20 out. And I've got a little bottle in the inside, outside, right side, left side, waistcoat pocket, which my grandmother gave me when I left Spain.
Is open very wide. You should always put your hand in front, lest people see inside.
I'm going to cross the river to get to the other side, but don't ask me why.
I'm going across the river to get the other side. Don't ask me why. The river's not wide, and I'm getting to the other side.
I might look young, but I am old.
Are you sure you've got all your faculties? Yes, I have, thank you very much.
Which corresponds to the age at which this tumour occurs, and this might suggest that tumour formation was a rare manifestation of infection with this virus. The hope then would be that if a virus could be identified, one
All
of the
you
viruses
people
has
do
the
say
cause
some dark
a
things
malignant
sometimes.
process. That it might
This words to say, because she used to do it when she was a girl, she told me. Killed me, my mother picked my bones, laid me underneath cold marble stones.
The whole point of it is to drive away the evil spirits from the trees.
Oh, here comes the chocolate to trouble my head.
Eating roasted beef, running up and down the street, knives and forks in their cheeks, crying, eat me, for such a living man as I should never die.
We've been camping in the forest when the wind has been blowing 90 miles an hour to keep the children occupied as we promised them.
You're alone with nothing but my image above you.
In them days, we thought we lived, but we didn't.
I don't know. I don't like him. I see too much driving along the road here and I want to go out in the car.
don't know what's going on.
Pull My Daisy was made in 1959 by photographer Robert Frank and painter Alfred Leslie. It's the only authentic film of the beat movement. Narrated by on-the-road author Jack Kerouac, the film is based on his unproduced play The Beat Generation, about the home life of his hero Neil Cassidy. It features the writers Allen Ginsberg and Gregory Corso, the painters Alice Neal and Larry Rivers, and hiding beneath a pseudonym, the young French actress Delphine Seyrig. It has to be admitted that not much happens in the film, but Kerouac's witty voiceover neatly encapsulates the beat attitude: anti-establishment, anti-church, anti-home life, and pro-jazz, drinks, drugs, and male bonding.
Pull my daisy, tip my cup, all my doors are open. Cut my thoughts for coconuts, all my eggs are broken. Harp my heart song, harp my height, seraphs hold me steady. Hear my angel, hide my light, lay it on the
Early morning in the universe. The wife is getting up, open up the windows. This loft that's in the Bowery in the Lower East Side, New York. She's a painter and her husband's a railroad brakeman. And he's coming home in a couple of hours, about 5 hours from a local. Of course, the room's in a mess. There's her husband's coat on the chair. He's been there for 3 days. Neckties and his tortured socks. She has to get the kid up to go to school, Pablo. He says, why you have to eat that stuff all over again, that farina? I ain't gonna say that I'm gonna live 100 years, but I've been eating farina for about 100 years. She says, button your fly and go out and answer the door. Gregory Corso and Allen Ginsberg there, laying their beer cans out on the table, bringing up all the wine, wearing hoods and parkas, falling on the couch, all bursting with poetry, while she's saying, now you get your coat, get your little hat, and we're going to go off to school. Hey, health to you this morning, Mr. Hart Crane, old bridge. See, look at all those cars out there. There's nothing out there but a million screaming 90-year-old men being run over by gasoline trucks. So throw the match on it. Well, that's all right. She says, come on now, you gotta go to school, learn all about the geography and astronomology and pipileology and etymologies and poetology and good biology. He said, I don't know how else going. They're sitting there talking about Empire State Building and dooms of bridges, and they wave out. Goodbye. says, well, he says, did I tell you my poem about the Empire State Building that had not doomed the dumb eyes of New York all the time? That was pretty good. He says, hey, I've got a new poem, too. He says, oh, Ma Rainey dying in an ambulance. I say, I've written some poems. I've seen your poems, all these poets. Struggling to be poets. Kenneth Fearing, and Kenneth Rexroth, and W.H. Auden, and Louise Bogan, and all the poets. But burning in the purple moonlight at the same time, if they want to. Well, they turn over their little purple moonlight pages in which their secret naked doodlings do show. Secret scatological thought. And that's why everybody wants to see it. So here he was, and he fell back. He was all excited. And he laid out his paper and his tobacco on the floor. And he made a few little funny signs at me. Gesture all the, die all the, crucified all the, Golgotha all the scenes. Yes, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's what I said, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's what I said. And if you've read Apollinaire, what do you mean I haven't read Apollinaire? I read Apollinaire, I wrote books about Apollinaire, I wrote essays about Apollinaire. All about Apollinaire, man, jumping back and down, Apollinaire, man. Come on, don't act like a hip cat, you know, hipster. I'm not interested. He said, well, Apollinaire wrote a poem at the grave of Balzac and fell down. And Balzac, come on, man. He said, I've seen you writhing around all day long like that. I'm tired. What are you trying to play violins for? Don't you know that Empire State has fallen underneath the Gowanus Canal? No, the Lower East Side has produced all the strange gum-chewing geniuses. He said, he says, you make me, I could tell you poems that would make you weep with long hair. Goodbye, goodbye. And here comes the man of the house, Milo, followed by Peter, the saint. Well, you bunch of bums, you're still hanging around here talking, drinking beer. Because I've been working on the railroad all day and I'm mighty tired and I'm going to wash my face, put my lamp away. And meanwhile, I got to tell you, the bishop's coming, as you know, and you guys got to act a little on behavior there because we don't want to hang the bishop up, you understand? Right, Alan? Are you all agreed about acting? Is he a saint? Yeah, sure, he's a saint, yes, he's a saint. They're all saints, yes. It's just, now, fellas, no flutes, no nonsense. I'm going back here and I'm going to take my coat off. Now, you told me all that this morning, man. Don't bug me anymore. I'm tired. She lays out the table because the salt is drying in the stove. All right, we're going to have a big night now. Well, what are we going to say to him? That's all right, he's a good guy. All right, fellas, just sit right there. Just sit there and write poems or something, and I'll go in the bathroom and watch television here. Mr. Bishop, she says. What, the bishop already? He said, I didn't wash my face yet. Oh, my dear. I'm going back to Venice. well, let's get on and be courtly and polite, as befits poets. So all the poets meet. The railroad poet, good evening, Bishop. I'm awfully glad to see you, yes, sir. And then he's delighted. And he meets the other poet, the Russian poet, the Italian poet, the Jewish poet. The lady that is the bishop's mother is taking off her gloves, and the wife runs around fixing everything, and they help her off with her coat, and Milo says, "Why don't you sit here?" Did you ask the bishop what he wanted? He said, yes, he wanted a little tea. Mother, really, you don't have to do that here now. It's not, Bishop, I want to ask you some serious questions about Buddhism, which I understand you know all about. He says, well, I know something about it. Nevertheless, he says, is it true that all the ignoos that come falling inside the magic beer bottle, Magian candlestick? I'm awfully sorry, I'm goofing there. Bishop says, goofing? He says, yes, goofing means I'm playing around with words. I want to ask you some really serious questions. Bishop says, uh-huh. So Gregory says, now look, I'm going to ask you something that concerns all of us. He said, is it true that we're all in heaven now and that we don't know it? And that if we knew it, we would still know it. But that because we don't know it, we go around and act just the way that we do when we know it. But isn't it strange to realize that Buddhism is all involved with the fact that you don't have to get one way or the other about anything, and you can do anything you want, really? Yes, he said, that's well stated. He said, the whole thing depends on ignorance, which is... And he said, what? And Alan is saying, is ignorance rippling up above the silver ladder of Sherifian doves? He says, yes, Sherifian doves, yes. And I suppose, he says, in any case, when we are not concerned one way or the other about what we're thinking about anything in particular, perhaps we sit in some kind of quiet bliss. And he goes on trying to explain it because he really knows what he's talking about. And he says, angels and ministers that do stand before me. And they say, what? Angels and ministers? Here comes old Mes McGillicuddy right down the line there, banging on the organ. There says, hello, Daddy. And she says, oh, if that was not enough. Oh, Mes McGillicuddy, who's disturbed her many a midnight evening. And oh, Milo, he's quite pleased to see him there, because he don't, but at the same time, he has to talk to Bishop and say, it's all right. He says, perfect, all right. He's all right. He's my good friend there. He's my good friend. Oh, buddy Mes. Mes gone in the toilet to do something. They sit around the table. Now they're getting kind of congenial. By God, even the woman feels good, and she walks around old Milo there and sits down, and the bishop is feeling pretty good there. He's got some other things to tell him. He's got his own thoughts, and meanwhile, Mez coming out of the toilet. Yes, sir, he says. He comes out, he shakes hands with the bishop's sister, says, how young? And he knows old Alan there, and shapes up hands with the bishop's mother. And then he comes up and he shakes hands with the bishop himself. That's a kind of strange and interesting evening, says the bishop. The bishop says, I don't know anything. Oh, I thought you knew something that you could say. He says, well, there's one thing that I don't know what to say, and that is what to say what I really mean. Peter says, have you ever played baseball and seen girls with tight dresses? The bishop says, well, yeah, I've seen, yes, I suppose so. Peter says, is baseball holy? Is baseball holy? the angel of silence, hath flown over all their heads. Yes, it's early, late, or middle Friday evening in the universe. All the sounds of time are pouring through the window in the key. All I dear thee in windows and me bedarvled, mad, bedraggled robes that rolled in the cave of Avant-garde. And all the sherried heroes lost and caved up, and Transylvanian heroes mixing themselves up with Glazer Vup and the hydrogen bomb of hope.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and had a great fall, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't fix Humpty together again.
Poor Gregory, the hero of stove and pipe butter. Well, it could have been better, because if Milo wasn't so silly and invited all these silly friends of his, he could have done some kind of impression for the bishop. Unrequited love's a bore. So, it all stands in the bathtub. Queen of Sheba takes a bath in this bathtub every day. Dishes, toothbrushes, cockroaches, coffee cockroaches, stove cockroaches, city cockroaches, spot cockroaches, melted cheese cockroaches, flour cockroaches, chaplain cockroaches, peanut butter cockroaches, cockroach, cockroach of the eyes. Cockroach, mirror, boom, bang. Freud, Jung, Reich. The strange thoughts you young people have. Is everything holy? Is alligators holy, Bishop? Is the world holy? Is the basketball holy? Is the organ of man holy? The bishop says, what? Holy, holy? He said, oh, my mother wants to play the organ. And her mother says, holy, yes, but I want to play a little music here. And Pat, being a musician, Pat Mez McGillicuddy gets up and says, Peter, give me the chair so I can let her play on the organ there. It's a little low. I need a pillow or something. Yeah, I'll get you a pillow. Hearing these people talk about holy, I thought I would pretend to play some little inspirational number. Darling, to her daughter, she says, will you come and pump for me? She says, yes, Mother, I'm coming. Stay here all night. She says, no, man, I've got my wife and my friends here, and I have to keep cool here a little bit, you know. time holy? Is all the white moonlight holy? Empty rooms are holy? Kneel holy? Come on, Bishop, tell us. Toy holy? Byzantine holy? Mock holy? Is American flag holy? Is girl holy? Is your sister holy? What is holy? Holy, 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 holy. And car holy? And light holy? Is holy, holy? Are you holy? I see that, I think it's best that I go now and go make my holy offices, if you know what I mean, and come, Mother, I think we'd better go home now. It's almost 11 o'clock, and the wife comes up and says, is it really almost 11 o'clock? I didn't notice. Meanwhile, these guys aren't paying any attention to all that. They're just blowing, but the other cats are over there talking, and they're not impolite. Some of them are doing something, and some of them are saying goodbye. Doing something and saying goodbye and doing something are both the same. And do you really have to leave now? I said, we really do. She says, well, don't leave. And he says, yes, come, sister, I'll get your coat. She says, I really don't want you to leave. I think we're all having a... He says, yes. He says, but I think we better leave there. Hey there. He turns around, Miles says, there, little boy, there you go. Sit on my lap because you can't sleep anymore. He says, what are you doing up there so late? I know what you want to do. He says, yes, I'll play my horn. He's all right, let's pull, old boy. Up you go, little smoke. Up you go, little smoke. Up you go, little smoke. Gilcuddy sits and plays the mysterious music that draws all the Irishmen, and down with the back rooms of Dublin. Jamambi, jabambi, jamak, jamak, jabambi, jabambi, jamak, jamak. And elder-twide old tweezies fighted the prize. Jamambi, 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 jamak. They say, wow, I said, let's do something we've never done. We've heard that. They said, come on, hey, let's play cowboys. I'm going to be a cowboy. No, I'll play a cowboy. No, I'll play a cowboy. He says, I'll do my Russian cowboy. No, boy, says Milo, I'm come over here and do my cowboy. Fellow got off a dusty old roan one time in southwest Pecos country and stepped up on the sidewalk and spurred jingles and said, Lord. Because there was a preacher in there preaching. Yeah, says Greg. But at his feet was sitting a wino with his legs crossed drinking wine, saying, preacher, I understand you. And I aimed my gun right at him, and I said, don't you believe in God? Pow! What'd you do that for? Wow! All this nonsense. You've been doing this all the time. For years you've been doing this. They think it's very funny because they don't know anything about Time magazine. She says, all this time we should have fed him some food. We should have done him good. We should have given, all the time you give him wine and beer and give him all these beatniks in the house. He says, shut up. He says, I didn't do nothing, and you know I didn't do nothing, and it's not bad. These are nice fellows. They're just sitting on, now they're getting up and they're leaving. I don't blame them for leaving. You don't understand. He said, come on, Milo, this is gang. Come on there, Peter, Gregory, Alan, let's go. Come on down those steps. Let's go. We'll go somewhere. We'll find something. Maybe we'll play by fires in the Bowery. He's crying. He says, come on. He says, don't cry. There's nothing to cry about. She says, what do you know about what to cry about? Milo! Milo! He says, I certainly do know what there is to cry about, and it ain't nothing that has to do anything with this that's happening right now. When the rose swings, she'll get over it. Come on, Milo. Here comes sweet Milo. Beautiful Milo. Hello, gang. Ta-da-ta-ta-ta. And they're going ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh,
they go.
Next week's Midnight Underground looks at some of the films made by the Surrealists. That's at 20 past midnight for next week.